Hi everyone. Yeah, we're back with another showrunner one. You weren't expecting a second DM, but yeah, we got another DM with us today. You know her as Mythril. She plays Kain in season 1 and in season 2 of Grand Quest, which season 2 of Grand Quest should be coming out soon. And boy, do we got a surprise for you with our interludes. Some things happened to Kain, but she also plays Warden in the Alley Abyss. Sadly, that one's gonna have to take a hiatus for a little bit, just because life hits hard when it hits, man. But anyways, we're not here to talk about those things. We're here to talk about Mythril's new show coming out, which is set in Valor or Aulor, and Valor is mostly just only in Aulor. Back in the history, the darkest part of Aulor, known as the Grand Hunt, something that I myself tried to run a few times, but it was a little too dark for most people. So we weren't planning to bring it to YouTube until Myth wanted to run a show, and I told her, would you like to run Grand Hunt? And she immediately said yes. So I am going to be a player in that, and how she takes the world lore and how she takes the story is her choice, and I'm just going to be riding along as partial historian and to see how it comes out. But let's talk a little bit about you as a person, and then you as a DM and your experiences and your styles, and then we'll get into the show itself and the players and what we can expect from it. But let's get into who you are as a person first.
Well, I didn't know we were going to do personal questions.
Well, of course, everyone's got to kind of understand the DM in a personal way to see how their brain works when it comes down to the stories they create.
I don't know, I'm a sarcastic bitch half the time, so...
Well, then, what's your favorite types of story? Like, what kind of stories do you enjoy reading or hearing about or being a part of? That means also DM. I like D&D and other stuff like that.
Okay, we'll stick to D&D because nobody needs to know what I read.
I'm sure that most of the internet reads and or watches worse, or the same.
Probably. No, I really like D&D stories that are, one, typically have a very large overarching plot, like Grand Quest does, and then I also like the stories that go into each individual character and give them a little something as well, because yeah, it's all well and good to play a group of adventurers who are fighting all the big bad evil guys, but if there's not character development, you're just playing a two-dimensional sheet of paper.
Yeah,
and that's not fun.
Yeah, it's hard. You have to do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to connecting with your character. But if the story is right there, giving you reason to connect to your character, giving you insight into your character, then it's all the easier to connect and to become your character. Well, what kind of DM style do you have? I know you haven't DM'd a whole lot, but I have been in a few of your games, and so let's see if we can figure out what DM style you are.
I don't really know how to describe my DMing style. I started off helping run a Vampire the Masquerade LARP when I was like 18, 19. And that's a completely different rule set. You're not even rolling dice, you're playing rock, paper, scissors. And then after our vampire date ended, I moved on to doing 3.5, because even though it was 2016, 2017, I didn't know 5th edition existed. And I had gotten started with 2nd edition as a little 5-year-old, and then moved into 3.5 when that came out. So 3.5 has always kind of been my baby, and I like bringing in some of its old rules and things sometimes, which is not always a great idea. I'm actually most likely not going to be doing that in this game, just due to the fact that there are some interesting things we're doing with this game.
We'll get into those in a moment.
Yeah, but I would say I'm both a proactive and reactive DM. Like, I'll plan something for you guys to do, but once you guys get there, I just kind of go with the flow. Or at least try to. I try not to be railroady. I think sometimes I am.
So in my personal opinion as a DM, there is times where you need to be a little railroady just so that the story flows. Because people can get caught up in the smallest of things and go down tangents. And when you're a D&D player and you go down a tangent as a player, you go down a whole nother quest line for a while. And so as a DM, if you're trying to tell like a show or a story, then you got to be willing to be like, all right, it's time to go Final Fantasy linear style for a moment. But yeah, my style is, here's 3 tracks. They can go different ways, but you get to pick which track, kind of, but without really letting the players know that those are tracks that they have to pick from, or that they are picking from. Because it's freedom of choice, just multiple choice. Alright, well, let's get into some stuff about the game. Now that we know you as a person, kind of, and you as a DM, let's get into stuff about the game. Let's talk about that thing that you said that we have a few interesting things. Well, because we are doing something different. This isn't just your standard grandma's D&D game. This is a bit
This
dark,
is a Gestalt game.
This is a Gestalt game. Which means pretty much we start with, we get to have two classes that level up in sync with each other. They don't, like, we can be level 20 in Fighter and level 20 in Rogue at the same time. And the health pools mix together, spell slots, do spell slots mix together?
I'm allowing them to.
Okay. I think the only other counter rule is that extra attack won't, mainly because if you picked up Fighter and then you picked up like Monk or something, the extra attack stacking would be pretty crazy.
I also did say that you cannot, if you multi-class with both of your starting classes, you have to have 4 different classes. You cannot dual class in the same class and have 2 subclasses from the same class.
Yeah. Which means our characters can be pretty well rounded. Our characters can be pretty well rounded. Like, if I wanted to, I could play a paladin, and then also a hexblade warlock.
Yeah.
And be full.
And go full 20 levels in both.
I could go paladin, monk, and then multi-class into hexblade into one of them or something like that. And so it just gives a huge customization, but a lot of us players are expecting a lot of bad hard enemies, because one person counts as 2 level 1 characters basically. So
I found 2 new ones from TikTok that I did not know about, and I'm definitely using them.
Well, that's gonna be fun. But also, who's in this? I know the viewers, they know I'm in this, but who are the other players?
So we also have Kelly, who plays Syphina, and does a lot of our announcements for us. And Matt, he will also be playing with us. He plays Trevor in Grand Quest, and he also plays Kazad in Out of the Abyss. I'm sorry, I forgot his character's name for a minute. Matt, don't hate me.
No, it's all good. And then we have, did you say that about the new company?
We have one more person who will be joining us. I don't believe they've been in a recorded episode as of yet. Lonely will be joining us for Grand Hunt.
Yes, he is a fantastic person who is one of the best role players I've ever come across.
We love him. He made Pat cry. Like,
Yeah,
he made Pat cry.
in a separate game. One of his roleplay moments was so emotional and so just rich that it brought me to tears, in which is a rather hard thing to do. Um, uh, but he is really good, and we're super excited about that. And he's also going to be in the future show coming out. We're going to be starting production in January, but Eden, he's going to be in that as well. Um, but yeah. So
I'm
we got
excited for
a,
that.
a solid RP cast, and so it's going to be really good. What would you say the theme and style of game is Grand Hunt?
Um, it is very dark. It's kind of grim dark. Um, very much kind of mythic quest type deal going on. Um, not not like Grand Quests, but similar in a different way. Uh, I don't want to give too much away about it. Um, the Grand Hunt, like Pat said, is the darkest time in Alor's history. The controlling power of the world is a church that hates all non-humans to the point of wiping them out.
Mm.
At this current point in time in Alor, non-humans are considered mere myth. They're all in hiding, um, just trying to survive until the actual heir to the throne is found and can be put in power. Um, and that is what our players will be doing,
Yeah.
trying to find the heir.
Expect a lot of dark storytelling beats. So if you're a person who doesn't really like horror, body horror, eldritch horror, violence, you might want to go watch a different show. But this
True Heroes good for
True Heroes,
not dealing
yeah.
with any of that.
True Hero is a very lighthearted game, and so if you want a lighthearted game, go watch True Hero. But if you are down for the nitty gritty, grim dark horror and struggle to survive and emotional game, then Grand Hunt is for you. And I believe we're starting session 0 soon, so production is going to be started pretty rapidly, and then we're going to be releasing very very soon. We don't have an exact release date for the episode, but we know that it's going to come out in. So I believe Matt picked Saturday for his game to air on the YouTube channel. We have Monday, okay, Tuesday, and right now we have while Out of the Abyss is out on hiatus for the foreseeable future, we have Wednesday. But for right now, we also have we have Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday that is completely open, and Wednesday for now. What spot would you like your show to come out? What day?
I prefer Tuesday,
Tuesdays?
simply because I don't want to take Wednesday away from Hulk when he does come back.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to like do swap arounds at that
Yeah.
point. Like that would just
So
be kind of confusing for us and the viewers.
yeah.
Let's just streamline this, make it easy, and say
Okay.
Tuesday.
Well then, viewers, you hear it. As soon as we get the release date, we'll be putting out announcements and posts on our social medias and on our YouTube channel. But you can expect their new show to come out on Tuesday. Myth's new show to come out Tuesday. So I have one more thing to ask you. If you could create a trailer, like a movie style cinema trailer, and you are the voice, the narrator, right? And we don't need to do any. We're not going to do any cool visuals, obviously, because I'm not doing that edit. But if you could be the narrator, what would the narrator say for your trailer for your new show? Can you give us a little bit of a narrated trailer? I did this to Matt too, so don't worry.
Oh, I hate you. Damn it, Matt, why didn't you warn me? Could just send me a message like, "Hey, Pat's gonna pull this shit." Um, I hate you.
You can give it a moment. I got a few other things that I can talk to the viewers about. But yeah, I give you a little bit of a moment. So, Grand Hunt is definitely one, like I said, I created. I created the history of Grand Hunt. Now, I never fully played through Grand Hunt as a DM, so I never picked up on what all small things happened, but we know the beginning of the story thanks to, we know the end of the story thanks to Grand Quest, where a group of heroes put the true heir to the throne of the emperor of the empire that is Alor, and they outlawed the racial attacks on non-humans. They they did their best to destroy the church of the Church of the Father, renaming it as the Cult of the Father. And but this is telling the whole story, from not from the very beginning, but from the start of the end. And so it comes with some dark things. This church is not a good church. Think Warhammer level zealot. So it's pretty Warhammer zealot. I will be playing a character who was basically who returned to his village after it had been burned by the church. However, he did not know it was burned by the church, and he was taken in and orphaned into the church and raised as a paladin of the church. He was born with strange psychic abilities, and the church harnessed these abilities to make him a stronger weapon, something that could resist psychic attacks and deal psychic damage, be able to weasel his way into the minds of those trying to hide secrets. He was basically an inquisitor who would be sent alongside groups of paladins and clerics and hunters alike from the church to search and destroy hidden non-humans. However, when his first experience at a scorched earth scenario where an entire village has now seen a non-human and watched them burn the entire village and everybody in it to the ground, he realized that it was them who took his parents and his family and his friends and his home away, and so he left. However, leaving doesn't go well with the church, and so in order to do so, he had to find somebody who can change his face. And so he changed his face, changed his name, and has been somewhat going against the church wherever he can find a way to do so, until he finds the party. But he will be a paladin, soul knife rogue. So
You said he's gonna be a human?
human, yep.
Okay. Sorry, you said born with psychic abilities, and my brain went Kalishtar?
No, not Kalishtar. Though I thought about it. I did think about it. Because
I mean, they're human enough they could pass.
the only difference is that they just don't have dreams.
No.
But the way that Alor's Shatter Kai functions would not go and coincide with his family unless he was adopted by basically adopted and raised in a village, because the Shatter Kai, not Shatter Kai, the Kalishtar hold on to those who are born with the psychic abilities.
Yeah.
So, but it could be. We might change that part. It just depends on if I want that extra feat or not. We could always do custom lineage.
Yeah. That's fair.
But my character definitely, even if I did become a Kalishtar, my character would not know that I would be a Kalishtar. So, but I feel also like the church might have used that to their advantage, like, because the church is that kind of group that, like, if it benefits them and it falls within their doctrine, they'll use it. They'll use it and abuse it.
Yeah.
So they're the
I
only
don't.
ones.
So I don't know about a full trailer, but I got a tagline.
Nope, that's fine. I mean, as long as you got a short little thing that can intro and give the viewers a taste of the story. So use your best narrator voice.
Oh no, no, I don't have a narrator voice.
You got this. All right, your
I
turn.
hate you.
I know.
No, no. Can I use the voice thingy? I don't have a
Uh,
narrator voice.
no, just go ahead. Matt didn't. He just described like, hey, imagine this person giving it off. You know, you can be like,
Um,
imagine Morgan Freeman. I'm
no, it'd be Samuel L. Jackson.
tired of these goddamn snakes on this motherfucking plane.
um, actually, no, Samuel L. Jackson would not be good for this. Um,
It's just The Rock.
but as Maui.
I'm sorry, but you're an elf.
um, no, the tagline would be reclaim the bloodline, topple the altar. Hate you.
All right, we'll make a trailer maybe, but that's the best we're probably gonna get out of her right now. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for
I'm
listening in.
shit being put at the spot.
And look out for any announcements and posts about when her show will be coming out and what time of Tuesdays. But thank you for coming in and say goodbye, Meth.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
bye.